Un momento, por favor. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. So, it is just about the time for Phantom Liberty to have unlocked. Now, of course, as with all things, like in terms of scheduling, they might be a little off. But let's launch the game and see if we have access to Phantom Liberty, shall we? Everybody, unleash the Asmogan. Yes, indeed. Indeedy. I'm debating on if I want to turn on my studio lamp. Probably, because this shadow's going to be a little bit aggressive. I don't know if the game will be bright enough during play to keep me illuminated. Oh, shoot. Yeah. I did a chunk of stuff like last minute. Apologies for that. The chat box does not seem to be working. Well, I need you guys to, throw in a couple more chats for me. That way we'll see if it'll load in. Ah, there it goes. And it is not skewed. Yeah, I just installed this plugin, so a little bit of it might not be perfected. Alright, let me skew it some more. There we are. Yeah, let me know if you guys like this kind of skewed look. I like it, but we'll see. We'll see how much you guys like it for sure. For sure. Night City shall fear Asmogan. Gets the popcorn, indeed. All right, let's jump on in, shall we? Actually, I will turn on my studio light. Let me do that real quick. There we are. Skadoosh. Don't think I asked this, but what you think the Edge Runners anime? What do I think about the Edge Runners anime? I freaking loved it. The Edge Runners anime was fantastic, and it's still one of my big surprise kind of things that I've seen. Ah, man, I could do a full review if you guys wanted, but we'd be here for a while. Let me think on how I could summarize my thoughts. I guess the best way to summarize my thoughts on the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime is it instantly became one of my top 3 to 4 anime ever. Pretty much instantly. It really just hit home in all the right ways. Emotionally, animation style, artistic vision, but not being so artsy-fartsy. I didn't understand what was going on. It had the perfect combination of abstract and, solid concepts in storytelling. It was beautiful and well done. And to one of the few anime where I think the dub and the sub are just perfect, no matter which you choose to like engage it in with. It was just fantastic. It was just fantastic. So that's like the best way I know how to summarize my thoughts, but even that feels like it falls so short. If you understand, if you know what I'm saying. You know, it's just, it holds its ground so well, I think. Like, it's up there for me. It's tragically beautiful. Yes, that's actually a pretty good way to put it. Tragically beautiful. By the way, hashtag Team Rebecca. 100%. Oh, man. And, yeah, Rebecca all the way. She should have won David's heart, to be honest. And despite what Twitter would tell you, she's 21. Yeah, it's just up there for me. It holds up so beautifully. It holds up beautifully. Hold on, I'm going to increase the scale of this a little bit. There you go. Boom. Okay, so that should be okay. Let's just lock everything in place. Boom, boom. Boobity-ba-doo-ba-doo. Bibbidi-da-doo-da-doo. As for a recorded review, I might do that. The problem is with reviews, I like to use footage from the thing I'm reviewing. Now, with video games, that's pretty easy. But with an anime, we all know how notoriously bullshit the Japanese studios are about their copyrighted projects. They are serious. They are very, very serious. Oh, hello. Oh, it's got a download Phantom Liberty. Okay, I was wondering if there would be an independent download or not. I wasn't sure. Okay, so while that goes, you still mentally refuse to accept the ending, but you're still glad for how they ended it. Yeah, I mean, I accept the ending. The thing with a beautiful piece of art like that was, you have to take the good with the bad. And the thing is, I wouldn't even say it was bad. It was bad feeling, but if anything, that speaks to the quality of Edge Runners, is that it can make you feel sad, a little depressed even, but still, but that was its intention, and it succeeded in its intentions. And with a lot of media, especially Western media, they don't seem to be very good at that, especially these last few years. So with Edge Runners, I think they did their job well. They did a very good job, and they wanted you to cry. They wanted you to feel depressed. They wanted that ending to hit you, and it's pure cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a depressing, in many ways, a grim, dark setting. It's a very doomed kind of setting, and that's what it's basically been. Mike Pondsmith himself has spoken on it numerous times. That's been Cyberpunk since its inception in 2020. It's not been a happy-go-lucky kind of thing. So it did what it set out to do, and I appreciate it for it. All right. So I'm not sure how long the Phantom Liberty update is going to take. I also don't know if it's doing it through Steam or if it's a little independent download. I guess I'll keep talking to you guys until that says something other than downloading. I really want to stay at your house is amazing to vibe to and small cry if you watch all of Edge Runners. Yes. Yes, you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct, my friend. Absolutely. It is a cry. Oh, man. Yeah, the thing is, I occasionally hear some people sneak that song into like videos and like little edits and shorts and stuff, and every time I'm just like, you fucking, it's cruel. It's cruel. You're a bastard for doing this to me. Oh man, and the thing is, like, it's not even like "Stay at Your House" is not even one of those songs that normally gets to me. Like it's not that kind of thing for me usually. It's weird to say, but it's not a song that naturally I like or am affected by. Like I normally like for songs that I like rock and heavy metal and things that are really like booming and banging. But in the case of songs that affect me, normally it's like ballads. Like very poetic, very not operatic, but very singing, like vocalist heavy kind of songs with like a very deep, darker, sadder tone tend to get to me. But not like a hip hop kind of type. Hip hop like usually puts me off like any kind of emotional attachment to the song like immediately. I'm not a huge fan of like hip hop as it is, but for me, a pop song like that did hit, and it hit pretty well. They did their job. By the way, do you like the chat box? And do you like the skewed? I decided to try like an effect, you know, kind of hoping it looks good. Yes, quite a few people have made covers of that song. I think actually one person I watch, no, not Peyton. I'll have to double check the YouTuber's name, but there's a vocalist YouTuber I listened to and watched that did like his own little review of it. You're fine with this chat box, honestly? Just fine? Like you don't like it or love it? I don't know. I was hoping for like more, you know, resounding kind of. Oh well. I suppose if fine is okay. Sad face. Thing is, I thought Phantom Liberty like downloaded with the 2.0 update, but I guess not. Don't need to change it if you don't. No, I like it, but that's the thing. I was asking if you guys do. Like whether I like it or not is of no consequence. But if you guys like it or not, that's what matters. Although I will move it up a little bit because it's cropping. Yeah, that looks fine. Boom. I wish it like had a little bars or percentage thing on it to tell me like how much progress it is. It just says downloading, so I have no idea like how the progress looks on it. It's frustrating. Ah, yes, you have to wait longer. Yeah. PC, it just unlocked on PC. It didn't give me the option to preload. At least I didn't see it say preload anywhere. It's just, I assumed it downloaded with the 2.0 update, and with that, I assumed from there, I could just click play at the time it unlocked, and it would be available. Clearly not. So I'll definitely have to timestamp this stream for anyone who wants to watch the VOD. The VOD. Hello, Double A. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Gonna do the void. Gonna void it up, you know, man. Downloading. You love the vibe of this game? Same. Also, to quote Keanu Reeves, you're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. Yes. Unfortunately, the game wasn't so breathtaking on release. I think we can all agree on that. If not, well, shit. Howdy, how, Matthew Gordon. How you doing? Waiting for the game to download. What do you think of the chat box? I did like a little custom 3D effect where the webcam and the chat box are skewed. I think it looks cool, but I'm throwing out feelers. Well, it was breathtaking, just not the way we wanted. That's true. It was certainly breathtaking. Of disappointment. It's like, yeah, it came out really bad. It came out really bad. And the thing is, I don't blame anybody who wrote this game off since then. I tried to get a refund, but when the game came out, but I had already played too many hours, so Steam didn't let me get a refund. In a way, I'm kind of happy I didn't, because that made me more incentivized to play it when Edge Runners, the anime, came out. Because that's what actually caused me to re-download the game and play it again. Was Edge Runners was so good, it gaslit me into thinking they'd fix the game. Which they really didn't. They fixed the worst parts, like the game-breaking stuff, like the crashing and the black screening and the being flung into outer space if you stepped on the wrong invisible landmine of death. Like they did fix the worst of it from release to Edge Runners, but a lot of the core design flaws were still there, and there's no way they can get rid of them entirely. Like that's just the fate of it. It's always going to be a little rough and a little flawed, unfortunately. Well, the sci-fi look, yeah, nice, good. I was varied. Nobody would like it or even notice. Of course, I pointed it out to you, so I suppose I didn't allow you to mention it. David Martinez pretty much resurrected the game. Pretty much, yes, absolutely. The thing is, CD Projekt Red owes Edge Runners, the anime, so fucking much for gaslighting the community into thinking the game was fixed. They owe a lot of money. They owe a lot of money to them. And analytics. Man. Yeah, when I came back to the game, I went from only having, I think at the time I had 6 or 7 hours in, because that's the most I could play back, like when the game launched. Like it was completely fucking unplayable. I chose a nomad run and everything was like glitching. The frame rates on anything short of like low settings on everything were, they don't even like just, it was horrible. It was horrible. But they fixed it up a lot. Just a lot of the core like for me, to this day, like the biggest things that they'll never be able to fix are your background choice and how it affected the story, the voice acting for both versions, and I'll explain that. I'll explain that in a second. But you know, the story, the overall story, basically the RPG elements of it that are narrative are terrible. 2.0 fixed the gameplay side of the RPG. Like the perk system feels a lot better. The stats allocation and attributes feel a lot better and more akin to a proper RPG than they did at base release. They fixed the driving system, and they definitely fixed the police system. They fixed a lot, to give them credit, with 2.0 and really cleaned up the game. But unfortunately, the one thing that I was hoping they could somehow fix, and Phantom Liberty, which we're hopefully about to play, assuming it downloads this century, with Phantom Liberty, they might be able to fix the narrative issues a lot of people had, but the base game will always be a very lackluster narrative RPG. And I don't say that in hindsight with playing Baldur's Gate. I say that in hindsight of playing games that came out well before Cyberpunk, like other CRPGs, other FPS RPGs. Like, it's just the choices you make, the way you shape the world. It's such a pseudo RPG in the narrative sense that it's just a disappointment. It's a severe disappointment in that regard. And they did make a lot of promises about the story and about the narrative experience that they just didn't live up to. They just absolutely didn't live up to. And it's forever going to be a disappointment in that regard. But again, taking away the narrative they've really made it a fun video game. It is a great video game with a cyberpunk aesthetic. It feels so good to use guns and hear the sound effects. The cybernetics are fantastic and well modeled and well animated. The creativity from Mike Pondsmith's Cyberpunk universe is on display in full heel and full kilter, but unfortunately, it's just narratively a disappointment. So while they've really cleaned up the game and made the game itself, I'd say 7 out of 10. I'd say the video game is a 7 out of 10. The narrative they'll never be able to fix. Now, the thing is, even if Phantom Liberty is like the best like RPG experience ever, it's not gonna fix or replace the base game. It's an expansion. Phantom Liberty is it's supposed to add to what exists. It doesn't replace it or fix it. It just adds to it. Now, the most it can do is make it and add such a great RPG experience that it brings the game from a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 for me to an 8 out of 10 at most. But it'll never fix the big elephant in the room, which is the base game narrative, which is forever tainted, unfortunately. According to Matt McMuscles, what happened turned out Cyberpunk 2077 had a year less of full development than Witcher 3, which makes the result of this initial launch make more sense. Well, the thing is, I like the making sense of it was never the issue. Like, I think a lot of people, and I tend to, have a lot of arguments based on this, but I think a lot of people tend to confuse an explanation for an excuse. Like, just because we know why a game comes out badly does not mean it's excused or it's okay magically. To be quite frank, I don't care if the developers' families were getting sick and stuff, and they couldn't show up to the office. That doesn't excuse a bad launch. It doesn't. Like, not to be a cold-hearted bastard, but just delay the game if that's the case. Like, if your families are all, getting sick and no one's showing up to work, then that is up on upper management, not the devs, to be fair. That is on upper management to go, hey, we were hit severely with a lot of issues, families were getting sick, or people were calling out, or this, that, and the other. Make your explanations for a delay. You don't get to play we had a hard time after you release a piece of trash and made people pay full price for it. Forgiveness and understanding go as far as your forgiveness and understanding. So if you ask your audience to pay full price, give a release date, and release it on the date, and it's everything short of what you asked money for, that is ridiculous. And I don't care what happened behind the scenes. I don't. It doesn't matter at that point. The consumer should not be at all responsible or depend or it's not their business to know what happened in the back end. And I think a lot of people tend to frame or take these explanations from the studios and go, oh, that's an excuse. That we forgive you. Stuff happened. No, they still released it. If they knew, if anything, that's them admitting they knew it wasn't up to par, and they're now saying why they knew it wasn't up to par. And at that point, you delay, or if it's horrendous, like it was, to be quite frank, you cancel indefinitely until you completely repair the game to the point where it is conceivably launchable. Then you give a new release date. You don't release it. Again, like that's where my forgiveness ends completely. So, again, call me a cruel, unforgiving bastard, but that's, again, whatever happened on the back end is not my business. I don't care. I'm a consumer, as the companies like to label me. I'm a customer. I care about the product I receive. The sob stories are just that. Like, you still made me pay money. It's kind of like if you hire an electrician, right, to rewire part of your house. And then after the house is rewired, you plug in one thing and the whole house goes dead because the breakers weren't set up correctly and everything just got fried the moment you plugged in a lamp. And then you call him up, and then he gives you like an hour-long sob story about how his wife just left him and his kids are wondering where their next meal's going to come from. Oh yeah, sad. It's really bad. You still fucked up the job. I still paid full price for the service you provided, and you didn't provide the equivalent worth of what I paid. So I'm suing you. Like that's for me. That's a huge problem. Now, all that being said, obviously I'm here going to play the game, and I have over 157 hours now, 160, something like that, in Cyberpunk. So inherently, I had to forgive them on some level, right? And I did. But yeah, just kind of lending credence to those who did like completely swear off this game and walked away. Fair. Like, to be honest, they fucked up. Hey, Pierce. Jesus, how long is this going to take to download? I know it's a whole expansion, so it's a lot, but... I'm hoping it's soon. Like, I don't want to turn on... Like, I might restart the stream if it doesn't... I'll say this. If we get to the 45-minute mark in the stream and it still hasn't finished, I'll just... restart the stream when it's done. I didn't... Again, there was no preload option that I saw. Pops in mid-ran after cleaning the bathroom. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's not going to... Again, I thought it was down... Like, the data was all downloaded with the 2.0 download, but I guess not. I mean, I even looked it up, and that's what a lot of people were saying, was it was downloaded with 2.0, but... Eh. There we wait. Now, hopefully this conversation and back and forth will maintain focus until it finishes. It might be slowly downloading if your net is using the stream and you... The thing is, the stream is uploading, downloading is receiving information. So, streaming shouldn't affect the download. At least not in any significant way. The only ways it would affect it is in the fact that the computer is using the CPU and all that and the GPU to stream it, and it's downloading information that those pieces of hardware are also trying to receive information for. So it might slow it down on the back end, but the actual internet side of it, it should have very little effect because, you know, it's upload versus download. There's information going out versus in. And yeah, so there should be minimal effect. Some, for sure, but minimal. Because the download information, if you will, the input that I'm getting from streaming is the chat box, pretty much. Everything else is upload. All of its data that's being put into the cloud of YouTube, and then it's being processed and then displayed for you guys live. There are going to be some really like tech-savvy people who are going to go, actually, the exact process includes the following description. But, you know, like that's the my very basic understanding. Yeah, thing is, we're so just to recap a little bit of what we're gonna jump in. We're gonna jump in with my. I was trying to level a level 1 character and try 2.0 all the way through, but I decided, since I only had like a day or two before Phantom Liberty dropped, I decided instead to just go for my higher level character, near max level for like the base game, which is level 50. I have like a level 48 Nomad with a pistol and precision weapon build. So I'm hoping that you know, once this downloads, we're gonna use that character, which I finished the game with that character, so I'm gonna have like the final mission and then probably grab the Phantom Liberty quest line. We're gonna jump right into that with a max level character. I apologize if you guys can hear my dog. She's eager. She's excited too, but for like hunting rats and stuff outside. Dogs. Fantastic creatures. Totally a nightmare. Well, the thing is, it's not about seeing what's going on with the download. It's just ending the stream to let it download. That way you guys don't have to sit here in expectation and wait with me. Instead, go, you know, watch something else or do something else. And, you know, again, I didn't see a preload option. I thought it had loaded. I thought it was downloaded with 2.0, but nope, it's downloading now. Yay. But I'm gonna give it another 10-15 minutes. If it doesn't finish by then, I'll take this stream down and restart with a new one. Hopefully I won't be forced to do that, but yeah, 45 minutes into a stream and not even getting to the stream topic is rather disappointing. So hopefully it finishes soon. And hopefully my dog stops barking, because it's very rude. Rude, I say. Rude. Part 2. Phantom Liberty Part 1, Take 2. Nah, I would just copy and paste the information and just take down the previous stream so people don't get confused. I'm actually going to straight up Google how long this is supposed to take. Phantom Liberty. This is some Take 2 download. So it's just telling me what times the preload was available, which apparently was 48 hours before the game came out, which I didn't see. It was not an option. Then again, I usually look for like preload stuff on Steam. I don't look for it in the game client. So it probably was there and I didn't notice until like a minute ago to just straight up download it. That's my fault, but crap. All the preparation I did for the stream, and the one thing I didn't do was check. This is why you should never assume. Never assume, ever, that it's just a case of, oh, it was downloaded with 2.0, right? No. It's its own download, you fool. Oy vey. Again, I want to give it to the 45-minute mark, and if not, we'll reset the stream. We're at the 34-minute mark, so another 11 minutes. So I suppose topically, I guess, anyone got any questions about my character? And you're gonna see him, so I suppose not. Just try and delay until we see it finish downloading. I guess if I really wanted to like start something inflammatory, I could ask you guys, hey, console or PC, what's better? For Cyberpunk, specifically. Then it turns into an all-out war in the chat. Xbox or Xbox is best. Sony ponies suck. Xbox fans are a bunch of fucking douchebags, and Sony's best. And then PC Master Race is just in the corner with some popcorn and some tea. Oh, do go on. Tell me about how inferior Sony is to you, Xbox. No, Xbox, how pathetic and malperformed is Sony to you? Yes. This is my favorite show. Is he a handsome devil? I think so. Let's die through. Did you ever get the Mantis Arms? Those are so much fun. Yes, I did get the Mantis Arms. I played through the game 3 times. Twice fully, the 3rd time not all the way through. Corpo Nomad Street Kid. So, just for reference. But, yeah, I played through with my Nomad? No. My Nomad's my max level character, and that's a pistol precision weapon build. With my Corpo, actually. With my Corpo, I went for a really melee-focused build. So that obviously was geared towards Mantis Blades. Now, I have no idea how I would restructure that with the 2.0 update, because the perks are very different, and how they work is very different from how they did at launch now with 2.0. So I'm not sure how that same build would work now. I'm sure a lot of it was carried over in similarities, but I think there's some pretty clear-cut differences as well. So, but yes, I did have a Mantis Blade build, and I found it a lot of fun, especially the lunging attacks. You kind of feel like a Wolverine when you do that, you know, it's time to kill. That's not what a hero does. Well, I ain't a hero. I'm an anti-hero. Yeah, Mantis Arms are fantastic. Weirdly enough, though, I think I prefer the Gorilla Arms. The Mantis Blades are great for, like, the first couple hours you use them. Then the novelty wears off. I think the Gorilla Arms are cooler overall, because there's just something so satisfying about decking people. in just a pure fisticuffs kind of build. I think that's, like, the ultimate preference. Yeah. I definitely prefer the Gorilla Arms. They're really strong, really tough, and they really dish out the damage. There once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was Billy-O-T. Yes, the longest John version of that song sung was probably my favorite. I think my favorite sea shanty would probably be favorite sea shanty. Now that I say that, probably Johnny Leave Her. Yeah, probably that song. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. When the voyage is done and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her. Yeah, that's probably my favorite sea shanty. Yeah, more so than even that one. I know the name of that one, it's just not coming to me. For anyone just joining the chat, I did see the number go up a little second ago. Sorry, right now, I forgot to preload it. I'm an idiot. Hopefully, it's done in the next 10 or so minutes. If not, I'm going to end the stream, let it finish, and then start up another stream, hopefully, that you'll see in your recommendeds, and we'll come back and check out, and I apologize. I do. I didn't see a I thought it downloaded with the 2.0 update. It didn't. So, and apparently there was a preload, but I'm not used to the preload option being in the game client. I didn't even look at it. I must have looked past it. I'm used to preloads being like on Steam, for example. Like I have Cyberpunk on Steam, so I figured if there was a preload associated with the game, it would be on the Steam client. But I never saw it, so I assumed it was all downloaded and all ready to go till the beginning of the stream. So another 5 minutes. If it doesn't finish, oh, like imagine like I hit end stream, and you know I then go and then I look back to the game, and it's like, oh, done. I'll be so pissed. I'll be like, really? Right on the dot, you son of a. I don't remember if I went with those. I went straight Street Samurai on your playthrough? Really? You went just straight to the katanas. Fair enough. I mean, the thing is, if you went for a build that complemented katanas, that would have also complemented Mantis Blades. Because they have a lot of carryover in terms of the perk tree. The original perk tree. I don't know. I'd have to double check the new one to see if there's a lot of carryover there. But you could have gone Mantis Blades with that one. If you went with like a Street Samurai with a katana and shit. Yeah, my Corpo was melee build. My Nomad was precision pistols and precision firearms and pistols build. Yeah, not bad. And then my Street Kid was shotguns and shotguns and LMGs. Very body focused, very reflex heavy build. It turned into a pure shotgun build after Edge Runners for obvious reasons. Especially with Rebecca's shotgun in fucking game. Oh my god, I instantly became addicted to that fucking shotgun, man. Instantly. It was so satisfying to fire. Wicked, like, crazy. I loved it. I loved it. It was fantastic. Oh boy. The DBZA Boo Bits, yeah, I've seen a couple of them. I haven't seen all of them, but yeah. Somewhat covering the Boo Saga, yeah. For me, it's kind of it's nice that we get to see those, and get to see the what if they actually had covered the arc. It is disappointing though, because watching them, all I thought by the end was, yes, I laughed and I was like, yeah, that would have been so good to see. But it's just that it would have been so good to see Team 4-Star cover the Boo Saga, like in full. Instead, we get the Boo Bits, which are cool, but I don't know. It's like sweet sorrow. Like it comes at it comes with the disappointment of knowing we will not be getting the proper Boo arc from DBZA. It's a sad state of affairs, but I respect their decisions both as content creators and as people to feel that they just were burnt out by DBZA and they just didn't really feel it for the project anymore, and they didn't want to force themselves to do it, because if anything that would have just hurt the quality of the work, that would have hurt their overall process. Nobody would have been happy, and it would have been just disappointing for everybody involved. So to be understanding, yeah, I get it. I do. It is a disappointing state, but better that they let it lie than force themselves to do it and make something low quality due to their lack of personal engagement and interest at that point. Still though, damn, it just watching those Boo Bits. What could have been, man? What could have been? I am an adult. Yes, we could have gotten a cool payoff with that, with Gohan saying, I can handle this. I'm an adult. And then all of us who watched DBZA from the beginning could go, yes, you are, man. Yes, you are. And the meme would finally have fucking died. Nah, it wouldn't have. That's a meme that'll be held on to for like fucking generations. That and dodge. He does in the Boo Bits. Oh, okay. I didn't get to see that one then. Punching Boo in the junk. Oh. Does Boo have junk? I know this is a very weird fucking question to kind of throw out there, but I just thought it. Like, does he have, you know? Like, does he? I never thought about that before. Like, when it comes to the Boo race for procreation, at least according to, like, Xenoverse 2, and I think Xenoverse 1 also had this, he just separates by mitosis. Like, he eats a lot of food, and then he just takes a chunk of himself off, and that's a new baby Boo. So, the Boo race breeds asexually. It's kind of a weird thought to hold on to, so... It's probably androgynous down there. It's just goop. It's just... Inanimate. Of course he does! Yeah. Even if it's a redundant organ that he doesn't need. Oh. Which Boo's your favorite? Mine's probably Fat Boo. Oh, we hit the 45-minute mark. Okay. I'm going to end the stream, guys. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to share it on both Discords again. Hopefully shortly, when it finishes downloading. Apologies for the late start. Again, my fault entirely. I was looking on Steam for a preload. It was in the game client itself. My fault. Should have had this already handled. Should have been immediately able to start at 7 o'clock today. Instead, gotta wait for it to download. Hopefully that won't take too long. I'm assuming it's between 30 to 40 gigabytes, somewhere in there. So if that's the case, then we'll have a hot minute to wait. Anyway, I will be back when it is done. Catch you guys in a bit.